We have our next pitch. Please welcome Luca Feist pitching Eclipse.
The middle one? Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. So I'm Luca. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Eclipse Diagnostics, and I'm going to talk about something way more basic than crypto. It's got nothing to do with crypto at all, and that's health, your health. So let me start with a short story. So my grandma, she had a brain stroke, and it basically was a very, very bad brain stroke. She couldn't talk, she couldn't walk, she barely could recognize any one of us. It took her like half a year to even start walking, talking, and then she got another stroke, and that one was fatal. So what we're trying to do at Eclipse Diagnostics, we're actually preventing stroke at home. We're developing a home test to monitor the risk and prevent stroke, of course, from the comfort of your home. We have a patented technology that's both accurate, that's fast, and very easy to use. That's the most important part. So how do we do it? We actually measure a blood biomarker, a blood protein, and if it's too high, then we let you know, go to a hospital, get diagnostics, and get treatment. Simple as that. Basically, today, there's no other way to prevent stroke other than this. So how does it work? The home test kit comprises of a one-time use disposable test. It looks like this. A Bluetooth-enabled reader, which you plug it in, and then your app. Your app is your, basically, it tells you everything. It tells you, do you have to stay at home? Do you need to go to a doctor? And how it works? Very simple. You put a drop of blood on the test, put it in the reader, wait 15 minutes, and that's it. You get a result. If it's too high, you go to a doctor. So the business model is also very simple. It's basically a subscription model. You get a free reader, and then depending on your basically subscription model, you get the device every month to your home. So who are our target customers? Of course, the two groups that are at highest risk of getting a stroke: stroke survivors and diabetics. From our customer, talking to customers, they really need this device. They're telling us, help us because we don't have any other way to basically prevent this terrible, terrible disease. So how big is the market? Well, in US alone, you have over 10 million diabetics and around 7 million stroke survivors. It's a very big market. The company was founded by myself, so I'm a PhD medical microbiology, and before I created the company, I was doing diagnostics and research of hemorrhagic fevers like Ebola, then anthrax, all the nasty stuff. And the reason why I created the company, because I figured in my line of work, there's no easy way to measure blood biomarkers. My co-founder, he's a professor at Ben Gurion University of Israel, Robert Marks. He's the co-inventor of the technology, which of course comes from Israel. Our timeline, basically, stroke is just one of the things that we can do. We can basically do any type of disease. We're going to go into stress, fertility, even monitoring activity and performance of professional athletes. So why are we here? Well, we're going to start a Reg D security token offering with StartEngine. The main reason is diagnostics is a business that takes a long time to go to market. And we want to offer our investors an early liquidity event. So that's why we're here, and thank you for your support, and I welcome your questions. Thank you. Sorry?
Do you have customers now? Do you have people using
No,
this?
we're still in development. So basically, as I mentioned, we need basically around 3 years to get FDA approval.
Do you need FDA approval for that?
For stroke, yes, but not for athletes, not for stress, not for veterinary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it being beta tested or anything else?
Basically, we did our beta testing on many different applications, ranging from dengue, ranging from acute kidney injury. Basically, we're now focusing on stroke because everything fits into place.
And how much are you looking to raise now?
We're raising just $1 million for the first year right now.
Okay.
How often are people supposed to test?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Basically, the more often, the better, right? But let's say the minimum would be twice per week. That gives you a very good prediction. It can also be once per week, but that's not very accurate anymore.
What is the biomarker? Is it a protein?
It's a protein biomarker. What we have if you NT-proBNP.
Yeah, my question was actually along the same lines. As I looked at that last slide with your timeline, FDA approval was in 2022, is that right, or anticipated? Yeah. And so what are you able to do? You mentioned a little bit with sports applications. What else are you able to do before that time?
So for example, sports is a very good one. Actually, we can use a similar blood biomarker. We can actually test it in urine, because this is also compatible with urine. What we actually do, we can track, for example, recovery time, right? So you're a professional athlete, and you take a supplement A and supplement B. You want to know which one actually works, right? There are very rare supplements that actually have clinical studies, and now you can actually do it on yourself. You basically monitor your blood biomarker or urine biomarker, and you can actually see the difference in the curve of the recovery.
Quick follow-up. Staying on the blood biomarker, not the urine biomarker, generally speaking, how similar or different are you than what Theranos was trying to do?
Okay, so Theranos? Completely different from a point of view of what we're actually trying to do. What they were trying to do, at least what we know of, is you would take your blood, send it to their lab, and then they would do everything from that drop of blood. We try to do the opposite. We want to decentralize the lab. We want you to have the lab in your hand. And we can only do one application at a time from one blood drop. Anyone that tells you today that they can do everything from one blood, it's impossible. Not because of the technology, but clinically it's not relevant. You know, for some applications, you actually need 5 milliliters of blood. So that's the mentality. But the main one is we really want to give out the lab to everyone.
Question here. Hi. Hi. Is the process patent pending, or is it?
So it's patent pending, but basically we just got 2 days ago very positive, basically final approval.
And who are the competitors in the area?
Sorry?
Are there any other competitors in the area?
Direct competitors, no. You can do the same test today in a lab or in a clinic. So if you're willing to go there every day, you can do it. Any more? Please visit our booth over there. We have... one more. Yeah.
What is the current landscape like? Is there any other research going on right now? What is the competition? You didn't talk about that at all.
Okay, so basically if you take a look at our market, our competition, the technology out there, there are many companies trying to do what we are doing, and they're doing a great job. The main thing that we are actually basically revolutionizing is that every other competitor is doing optical readout of basically any type of assay. The moment you have an optical readout, your reader will cost upwards of $1,000 USD, and your disposable is going to cost around $5 to $10 to make. We actually, what we did is we combined the pregnancy test and the glucometer, put it together, and that's how we were able to actually have a very, very low cost, both the disposable and the reader. The reader is just a PCB with a microchip, the same technology as your glucometer. That was the whole innovation there. And of course, the main part is the chemical formulation that binds it all together. That's the key of the patent. So we don't need enzymes, we don't need anything. It's very simple, but okay. Yeah, thank you.